most people are not hitting their goals because they never really had a plan to begin with. Like everybody's out here saying, "Oh, I want to make $10,000," but how? Like, have you ever really thought about like how you're going to actually do it? I remember early in my coaching career, I was talking to one of my peers and she set her goals. We set our goals together and she said $10,000, right? And I asked her, well, how do you plan to hit $10,000 a month? And she froze. She had no idea how she was going to hit the 10,000. So in today's episode, I really want to talk about the how. Like, how do we get to that number? Because if we don't have a plan and we don't have a commitment, guys, honestly, you're just talking. So just remember your goal tells you where you want to go. I remember reading James Clear and I was actually frustrated with the book because I thought he was saying that you don't need goals. It's not true. Everybody needs a goal. If I'm driving and I'm going to Atlanta, I need the goal of getting to Atlanta, right? So you need a goal to know where you're going. But remember, a goal tells you where you're going. It doesn't tell you how to get there. So the plan tells you what needs to happen. So remember, a goal tells you where to go, but a plan tells you what needs to happen. And that is the biggest difference. You have to understand the distinction because I see a lot of people who have these amazing goals, but they really don't have a plan and they certainly don't have a commitment to execute a plan, right? And because again, I get some people like, oh, yeah, I got a plan. Okay, great. But are you committed to it? Is it non-negotiable to execute the plan regardless? Because you can say all day, I want to get more clients or I want to make more money, but how? Like, what do you actually have to do in order to make that happen? What are you selling? Who is it for? How much is it? How are you going to reach them? Have you thought through those things? Are you using outreach? Are you going to use a webinar? Like, what mechanism will you use to get there? Just like driving to Atlanta, you're going to need a car. What car are you going to drive? How much gas do you need? Right? Are you using follow up? Is that going to be a part of your strategy? Are you asking for referrals from your network? Are you inviting people to a workshop? Like, whatever your mechanism is, have you thought through exactly how you're going to do that? Because if you can't answer these questions, then you're just wishing. Like, you don't have a plan. You just have, I want to get to Atlanta, right? You just have the goal and you have no plan and certainly no commitment. Because here's where most advice really breaks down. I hear a lot of people talk about set your goals and month after month. And guys, I'm guilty too. Like, I've been in the trenches and I went on for years setting, I'm going to set this goal. And then month after month, I would negotiate. The biggest enemy to you hitting your goals is negotiating those goals. Commitment. See, the thing about it is, the problem is we'd set that 10,000 and sometimes we'd even set a plan, but then execution became negotiable. And we do not hit our goals until our execution is no longer negotiable. Meaning that if I say I'm going to make 25 contacts in a day, then I'm going to make 25 contacts that day. Now, there are things that happen. You get sick, things happen, but the commitment didn't change. You just missed for that day. You need to make that up throughout the week. You need to make that up the next day, right? I always say in order to win, you have to commit to win. Like, when are you going to do it, right? You have to have that win. You have to have that location. You have to know where you're going. But the truth is that most of us, all we say is, I want to go to Atlanta, and we never plan out everything that needs to happen. And that's the biggest problem that I have with advice about goals today. We get the pretty planners, we have vision parties, we have all of these things, but they break down because number one, we don't develop a plan. And number two, if we do develop a plan, it's negotiable. We give ourselves too much grace. I'm human. I didn't get it done. That's not okay. Until that is no longer okay, you're going to struggle to hit your goals. I struggled to hit my goals because everything was negotiable on how I felt, on what was going on. And that simply cannot be the case. The funny thing about a road trip is we're always committed, right? It's not negotiable that we stop off and not finish the journey. We have to finish the journey, right? And ultimately, we have to have that same commitment when it comes to our goals. It has to be specific. it has to be measurable, right? We talk about measurable goals, right? But it's not just the goal when we talk about it being specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound, right? Now, the last part of this that I want to address when it comes to goals is you're not always going to hit your goal. I remember being in a multi-level marketing meeting and he talked about like you can't get so hyper focused on hitting the goal that you don't do the activity. You have to do once you've decided. So once you've decided that you're going to do your goal, you have your goal, you establish everything that you need to do, then you do it. Even if you think you're going to miss the mark because the truth is that let's say you decide that you're going to talk to 25 people a day. You're going to have 25 outreaches a day. If you do Monday through Friday, that's about 500 people in a month or 500 outreaches because you're going to outreach to some of the same people sometimes. That's 500 outreaches. Guess what? You may get to outreach number 400 and start to second guess. You may get to outreach 400 and start to second guess like, whoa, wait a minute, this is not working. And then we go in a different direction. You cannot. You have the plan, but you have to stay the course. You have to go through with and execute because you don't, if you change too soon, you don't know if what you were trying to do was going to ever work. You didn't give it enough time. So when you set your goals for the month, set those goals, execute, unless you see something that is really off, execute the plan, run the play. Because if you run the play, it may work. Sometimes you just give up too soon. You didn't have a big enough sample size to make a decision on whether or not something did not work. The rule of 100. I've heard Alex Hermosi talk about it. The rule of 100. Get it in front of 100 people before you decide it doesn't work. And here's the hard part of that. The hard part about that is that let's say out of 100 people, 10 of those people are going to buy from you. But guess what? We don't know which 10. You might go through 90 people before you get to your 10. So what if you gave up on the first 90? Once you develop the plan, you may miss your goal. You may not, or you may hit your goal late, but that is not the point. You get up and you do the work every single day according to your plan. It's also important that you have accountability. Most people think that self accountability is enough, and it can be. But if you've been trying to get this done for a while and you just never get around to it, you might need some more accountability. And guys, listen, of course, you guys know that I have programs that you can join, but this is not about me. Get accountability from anywhere. I don't really care, right? Go to one of your peers, post it on social media, post your goal on somewhere so you have some level of accountability. But if you are not getting it done on your own, do not sit in silence and think that you're just going to magically get self accountability if you don't have it. This was really important for me. This really changed the game for me when I understood that, listen, I don't know why I can't do it on my own. I don't know why I need somebody else to hold me, not even necessarily hold me accountable. But when I put it out in public and the world knows that I'm working on this, or my peer knows that I'm working on this, it's harder for me not to do it. Consider if you're not able to get it done on your own, get an accountability partner. We have a coaching program. I have a free community that we're going to talk about where I'm holding you accountable. Whatever it takes for you to get that accountability, do it. So if your goals are not turning into clients, I want you to look at three things. Number one, did you actually build a plan? Did you actually build out a plan to do this thing? Number two, did you commit to a plan? Did you really map out like the what, the when, the why, the how? Did you really commit to a plan? And number three, were you committed to that plan? So I want to invite you to a workshop. I'm doing a sales goal workshop this Sunday at 5 p.m. And we're going to go over setting this up for real. Do not go another month with these, I'm going to call them fake goals because they're not real goals. You're just talking. And I'm not saying this because I'm preaching to the choir, guys. I've done it. I've been in a group and everybody's hype and they like, what you gonna do this month? I'm gonna do 1 million. Really? How are you gonna do 1 million? Do you even have enough products to do 1 million? But I'm doing an open invitation for you to join absolutely free where we're going to set some goals. And we're not just going to set goals, we're going to actually put some meat behind those goals so they can actually make a difference and help you get clients. So the link to the workshop is going to be in my description. If for whatever reason you missed that date, be sure to join the free community because we're going to do this again. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you want more content, subscribe, but do not miss this workshop because I'm telling you, if that's you, if you keep setting a goal, you didn't set it every year since 2020 and never just can't figure out why you're not hitting it, you need to be in this workshop, okay? Because I'm going to show you exactly what I did and what I do for my clients to where we turn those goals into actual clients that pay you money.